Hey, hey, hey. Happy. Okay, let me see. Remove from stream. Alexa, turn volume down just a little bit. There you go. Hey, y'all. Hey, happy Monday. I know y'all enjoying the weather. I am, especially if you are in Chicago. I just came here. I didn't really have, this wasn't planned, or I didn't have anything in particular to discuss. I guess this would be something that you guys can probably consider or a conversational rant, which is something that I typically call it a conversational rant. Anytime I'm going on and I'm just going on and on about whatever it is that's on my mind or whatever that's heavy on my heart, right? So I know I haven't did a YouTube in a few weeks. I haven't went on Facebook Live for quite some time. So what I did is I ended up purchasing this streaming app called StreamYard so that I'm able to, whenever I go on YouTube, I can talk about it'll be linked to my Facebook. So it's almost like I'm doing two on one, right? But I ain't been doing any of that because I've been doing a lot of training with my job that I got recently. So typically on my channel, I will talk about like trauma, I'll talk about healing and how to be the best you. And so what I've been doing, because this is, I can't even say this is a new year. This is the middle of a year. Hold on one second. There you go. I just wanted to share with you guys some of the books that I've been reading or whatever. Some of the books that I've been reading that kind of been helping me out throughout this year, that's been helping me throughout my healing journey. Some of the things that's been helping me overcome trauma, some of the things that's been helping me become a better woman, some of the things that's been helping me become a better mother. Um, Eventually hopefully help me become a better partner, and I won't be so stuck in my ways that I'm willing to I've never have an issue with giving love, but something that will allow me to be more open and willing to accept the love that's given to me, right? So I came prepared because normally I'm never prepared. So today I came prepared and I got one, two, three. I got six books, but this not even half of some of the stuff that I'm reading. I'm gonna start off with this book. This book, I've been reading this book. I want to say this is the 48 Laws of Power. It's about Robert Greene, right? So with this book, I've been reading this book since I was in high school. I never, when I get in a book, I never really read the whole book. I'm one of those readers where I read the table of contents. When I read the table of contents, I try to figure out which part of the book resonate with me, and I study that part that resonate with me. So they had this one law in a book, and I'm quite sure most women that become independent, they operate from that part of the from that law. And the law is when you learn to control your emotions, you control the situation. And the for majority of my life, even as a teenager, when I first started reading this book, as until like now I'm 35 years old, I conditioned myself like, well, if you can control your mind, you control the situation. If you control the mind, you control your situation. Like I'm programming myself to think and believe those things. And in the midst of me thinking and believing those things, um, it started. I felt it inward, but I was projecting it outward. And I mean, if you utilize that one law the way that it should be utilized, you will realize how much control and how much you can govern yourself. The more you can control yourself and govern yourself, what it does, it gives you so much power. So say for instance, I've been in situations where I might have had a slight altercation with somebody. Like I'm not a shit starter, right? And I never really get into altercations, or I never really get into things like that with people. So when things do happen, it's not because of me, because I kind of stay to myself. I kind of like do my own thing. I don't bother nobody. But when I see people acting very irate, they're belligerent, loud, disrespectful, if I can learn to control my emotions, or not even my emotions, because I can be really angry and not show it outwardly, but if I'm learning to like how can I say this? if I'm learning to control my reaction. So if I'm remaining calm, cool, and collected, just like the calm, cool, and collected individual that I am, if I'm learning to do all of those things and you are upset, you more upset at the fact that I'm calm, cool, collected. I'm not reacting or responding the way that you want me to respond. So that's what's really pissing you off, not the fact that I'm not listening to you, or not the fact that I'm not yelling or engaging with you. Your ass is mad because you're not getting the response that you want. So if you learn how to control the way you respond to a lot of things, I promise you, you will have so much self-control. You will have so much power and control, not over just yourself, but you will have, it will be like the little thing that's dangling. I said dingling, like dingling, not trying to be, um, I can't say mannish, but not trying to be womanish. But you have so much power and control over somebody once you learn how to control yourself. That's what a real power lies. So if you guys get a chance to read the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, please get a chance to read that. And if you need some guidance throughout it, just send me an inbox. You already know I'm down to I'm very open to having a very intellectual discussion with anybody about that. The next book I'm gonna say is I read was this one. I started reading The Law of Attraction. I want to say like the third quarter of 2022, and I actually was supposed to have an event in the beginning of January of 2023 this year. What happened was I was unable to have my event because my car got totaled. Well, my truck got totaled, and that took a whole toll on everything. It changed my perspective on life. It really did change my perspective on life. It was like I could have been here today, and if one more car would have hit me, I would have been gone tomorrow. It changed the way that I thought about myself, the way I felt about my family. It changed the way I felt about my friends, and then it also made me realize, like, life is so short. We take everything for granted. You can be here today and be gone tomorrow. So just really learning to make the best out of everything that you could while you can. Because like I said, well, I didn't say it, but Drake said we here for a good time, not a long time, right? So the Law of Attraction, I like the Esther and Jerry Hicks. What it does is why I love this book so much, and I read this one book that I read from the front all the way to the back. I literally read this book from the front to the back. If you're on Facebook, just make sure y'all like this stuff. I can't see because I'm on my phone. Typically I'm on my laptop, but I'm on my phone right now, so I can't see who is leaving the comments. And if y'all do, I don't even know how to see it. So yeah, make sure y'all share this shit, share my shit too, because I know it's somebody that can probably use this knowledge. But with the Law of Attraction, what I was going to try to attempt to do in my class is teach people how to get whatever it is that they desire out of life, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's financials, whether it's freedom, peace, whatever it is. You can literally get whatever it is that you want out of life. And everything really starts by the way that you think. Excuse the noise. I got three little ladies, and I don't know if they playing or fighting, but I'm just letting them do their own things. I'm letting them govern themselves, because if it get too out of control, everybody getting a whipping and going to bed. Okay, so Facebook, don't block me for saying that. But with the Law of Attraction, what I've learned is we all have both positive energy and negative energy, right? Some people may look at it as feminine or masculine, which is crazy because why would they make the feminine energy negative? All of the stuff that we produce, that's crazy, right? So if you have somebody in your life and bad things are always happening to them, that's because that person is vibrating off a negative frequency, right? So for me, how I want to live my life, I only want to have positive experiences. Though I cannot control everything, everybody, in every situation, I understand that if I only focus in, hey, square roots, if I only focus on the positive energy and I'm putting love and I'm just pouring onto the positive, then I will attract what it is that I'm pouring into. But if you pour into the negative things, then you would start attracting negative things. So it's super, super important that if you feel like, okay, well, I want to be a better me, I mean, what does better look like for you? Is it arguing with your partner? Because to me, that sounds negative. But if you feel like you want your partner, because like I said, you can't control nobody. But if you want something better out of life, then it's super imperative that you understand that you really have to be the change that you wish to see. Like if you want something good, just start focusing on the positive things. I would give you guys like a situation, but that's a little too personal. But yeah, so the Law of Attraction by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Even like if you read this book, they the way it's written, like it's written almost like a play. So if you I want to become a life coach. I just don't know how to go about doing it in a way where I can attract people because I'm trying to do so many things. Thank you, Angela, my plus size Barbie. But when I tell you guys, this book has really helped me. I never like most of the people. I'm gonna just say this, and it's a little personal. Most of the people that know me, or they think they know me, or may have came in contact with me, because I can count on, it's not too many people that really know me for real, or know about my life, because I try to be very personal and I try to be very private. Most people thinking like I'm super quiet, I'm shy. I'm not. I just feel like when you live in your life, it's not for everybody to witness that. Everybody do not deserve front row seats in your life, right? So for me, I experienced a whole bunch of jacked up stuff, a lot of traumatic things. And for me to come out of that, I know I'm not the only person that experienced it. A lot of times we go through things and we think that we're the only person that's going through it, and we're not. We're not the only person going through what it is that we're going through. Hold on, these kids making a little bit of noise. They're gonna give me a headache today. But yeah, so I'm telling you, like the first book, The 48 Laws of Power, the next book, The Law of Attraction. I'm gonna say the third book I'm gonna talk about is Positive Psychology, and it kind of like piggybacks off of The Law of Attraction. This book is by Bridget Greenville Cleave, and it talks about like how, almost like how you can have, like, it talks a little bit about emotional intelligence and really focusing more so on the positive aspects of things. So when you focus on a positive aspect of things, I guess that would mean you're more optimistic as opposed to pessimistic, and you looking at like, okay, well, this is the best that can happen, as opposed to going into a situation looking for the worst. So if you go somewhere, like say for instance, you start a new job, in the midst of you starting a new job, you already have a bad history with everywhere that you had worked. Everywhere you go, you can't keep a job. You get into it with everybody you work with. You beefing with all your coworkers. You beefing with your supervisors. Don't nobody like your ass. You're a bad worker, but you know your stuff. So you going into this job and you telling yourself, well, the worst that can happen is I get fired, and you going in there, next thing you know, you getting written up. And we just gonna say hypothetically, your job may say you have a 3-strike rule. First time you late, it could have been a family emergency. Second time you made a mistake on your paperwork because you just didn't know it, you didn't have a proper training. And third strike, somebody could have just been messing with you because they really don't like your ass, because you really not likable. You don't had your first, second, and third strike. After the third strike, your ass is grass. So now you get fired from your job or whatever, and you are looking crazy, and you ain't got no job. And that's only because you already conditioned your mind to believe that the worst that can happen is that you get fired. And what happens? The worst. So now your ass is getting fired. So it's really important for you, like whenever you trying to become a better person, to understand that you really have to change the way that you thinking, because it don't matter what it is. Like I said, a relationship, if you talking about, oh, niggas ain't shit or niggas ain't that, the reason why niggas ain't shit is because you are attracting ain't shit niggas. And the more you attract that, it's because of the way you think, the things that you accept and tolerate. And I mean, like I said, it's the way that you think. You probably feel like that's all that you deserve. So just really start, if you feel like you want more, you have to believe that first. You have to program your mind to believe that wholeheartedly that you deserve more, that you want more, and that you're worthy of more. So just really start like giving yourself positive affirmations. If y'all need positive affirmations, I got them all in my office. I'll probably try to post them on my Facebook story, Instagram story. Y'all could just follow that. The Instagram is one word, the skincare boo underscore, and then it'll be posted on my Facebook page for the people that's following me. Um, I have not finished this book. It's called How to Be Loved. All right, Angie, send me your number. But yeah, so this one is about Humble the Poet. I ran across him because one day I was on like YouTube, and I know like I got this morning routine where I get up and I'm listening to motivational stuff like Eric Thomas, and of course like Steve Harvey. Even though he can be a hypocrite, you can be a hypocrite, but if you know your stuff, you know your stuff. So sometimes their messages that they speak kind of like resonate with me, the way that I think and the way that I process things. And I'm like, man, like I like what they saying. But I ran across this man and he was talking about love, and he was talking. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. I had a phone call, but sometimes you can have I just lost my train of thought, but I ran across him on YouTube. His name is Humble the Poet. He's I think he's an entertainer, but I believe he's a poet because his name is Humble the Poet. Just makes sense. But he was talking about love and a different type of love, and how we use these attachments to we use these titles to kind of like attach ourselves to people, like how it's a difference between big love and little love. Big love, I mean, I'm gonna start off with little love. When he talked about little love is when you love somebody, but it's more so on a conditional love, or how did this person make me feel, or what could you do for me. You know how you have those, I guess a sugar daddy. I'm gonna just say this. He didn't give this example, but you can have somebody that's kind of quote unquote like a sugar daddy or whatever. You can probably actually grow to love this person, but do you really love this person for who they are? Are you allowing them to be themselves, or you just love this person based off what this person is actually doing for you? So if you love somebody based off what they doing for you, or how they make you feel, because you insecure and you don't want to face your own demons, and you want to put that responsibilities off on yourself because you immature and you like self control, then you're operating from a place of lack. And if you're operating from a place of lack, then that would be considered little love. But hey, cousin, but if you have someone that's when you're operating from a place of big love, that's a place where you are more aware of who yourself, and you can give love unconditionally because you are full of love. Your cup is overrunning with love. So I know I can't speak for nobody else, but I am operating right now at this point in moment. What's this? June 12th, Monday night, 2023. I'm operating from a place of big love. And it don't even matter who it is. It can be a stranger off the street. I'm going to show love unconditionally because my cup is running over. I love myself so much, and I'm so secure with who I am as an individual, not even as a title like a woman or a mother or a partner. I'm so secure in myself that it's easy for me to give love freely. I'm not looking for anybody to change who they are as an individual, because if I'm wanting to change you to make you fit or make you subscribe to what it is that I want, then I really don't love you. I'm only in love with what I think your potential may be, right? So that's the difference between big love and little love. Big love is more like it's open, it's free, like you having an open heart, as opposed to the little love is more the insecure. I'm so insecure. Oh, make me feel so good about myself. Oh, he make me feel so safe, but he disrespect me, but I'm gonna be around him. That's little love. As long as he around me because I just don't like to be by myself, that's little love. Little love is insecure. Big love is when you got that big love, that's some real grown folk stuff right there. Learning to love people for who they are and accepting them for who they are, because you can love anybody. I was always taught that you can I'm not gonna lie, I had a friend. This was I'm gonna end up probably texting him not now because it's kind of late at night, and I kind of respect people boundaries and stuff because I don't want nobody texting and calling me late at night. But I had somebody reach out to me, and this was a long time ago, and he was telling me like, you can learn to love anybody just like you can learn to love a dog. I love my dog. I love my dog more than I love some of my family. I swear to God, you can learn to love anything. Um, but just that's when you do that, that means you're learning to accept that person for who they are without not trying to alter who they is as an individual. Because I don't know how many people, how many of y'all watching will want people to want somebody to change you, your authentic self. You get what I'm saying? I get a lot of people that tell me I'm weird or that I'm corny and shit like that. And that's because I'm not out here doing a lot of stuff that people do. Or I think I was on my podcast one day and I was talking about how I was dating this guy. And it wasn't even, we weren't even dating. I was in a situationship. You get what I'm saying? I was in a situationship with someone, and he wanted to buy me something like designer, and that wasn't something that I was truly interested in. I asked him like, instead of buying me this, could you buy me books, because I would appreciate it more if you even took the time and the effort to give me something that I enjoy doing. You can buy me 50 million books. He could have bought me maybe 100 and some books with what he was going to buy me a purse. I don't care about that. I can go outside today and somebody can rob me for that same bag that you spent the bag on. But ain't nobody finna rob me for no books. How many people you know robbing and stealing books? Unless you in on a college campus and you just happen to drop your book for class, then that's a different story. But that's very rare. So he thought it was corny and I was a clown because I wanted some books as opposed to a bag. But I don't give a fuck about all of that. Anywho, the next book that I want to talk about is this. I know this book is mainly supposed to be quote unquote mainly for men to read. But if you are a woman and you are really stepping into the woman that you desire to be, this nice, soft, feminine woman that you claim that you, I see a lot of my Facebook friends talking about, oh, I'm having a soft girl era, but you still out here acting like a goddamn thug. Okay? This book is going to teach you what a real man is, what a real man is, the way of the superior man. Because a real man, a superior man, is supposed to give love achingly, give love even when it hurts, because love doesn't always feel good. So I'm telling you, ladies, I'm putting you guys on game. If you are a reader, take your time. This book is so good, you can read this book really, you can really go through this book. And then they also have another version with the women book. I couldn't really get into that because it's more like a, to me it sounds like a romance novel, and I'm not really into all of that romance novel stuff, but I'm more into educational. What can I learn? Okay, get straight to the point, remember this. But I'm telling you, the way of the superior man, my best friend, he has been begging me. I'm not even gonna say been begging me, but he been on my back about reading this book. And when I finally got a chance to read it, I'm like, man, I need to read this book every other month because it's a really good read. When I say well written, well put together, look, fellas, if you out here, and I'm not even trying to, I just, Naisha, I just gave y'all 1, 2, 3. So far I went through 4 books. So if you need some books, just message me, because that's all I do is read and write. Read and write on my free time. I don't even try to be out here for the streets, because ain't nothing out here on the streets but COVID, STDs, and niggas that don't want to commit. So, anywho, this book, I got a lot of Facebook friends. When I say a lot of Facebook friends, I'm not even trying to put nobody out there like that. A lot of male Facebook friends that's single in their 40s and up. A lot of Facebook male friends that's in their 40s and up. They out here, they single. Either they don't have children or their kids are extremely grown, right? And they out here. It appears to me, and I look, y'all know Jasmine says it all. I can be wrong, but to me, it appears that they may be out here looking. They're single and ready to mingle. ladies. So I'm not gonna be trying to play matchmakers, but fellas, if you out here and you single and you having a lot of dudes in their 40s having an identity crisis, they don't even know what they like. They don't know what they like. They done been through so many in their past. They done been through so many jacked up relationships with some of these old cougars. Then now they got these young tenderonis. They don't even know what to do with themselves. They hair thinning. It's going great. They losing their man. Fellas, you trying to get you a young tenderoni that's on her itch, the way of the superior man. This how you gonna sweep her right off her feet. The way of the superior man, by being a superior man, being a man that you couldn't be with them cougars because they was at the Freaknik, or whatever you call it. Okay. But I'm gonna wrap this up because I got one more book to give y'all. And this one. It's called Tao Te Ching, the Book of the Way. When I say this book, let me see if I can pull it up. I'm trying to put it up. Look, this probably as close as I can get. So if y'all get a chance, that screenshot that. This book has been so good to me. I thought I was gonna read this book. This was one of my recent books, so I try to order 2 books at a time, like every week or every other week, because I want to increase my library. I'm creating a library in my little feng shui. I don't know what to call this, a law for den. I don't know what it is, but I'm learning how to plant. And I'm learning to take care of plants and things like that, learning to pour into things other than people. So the plants will be that. But anywho, this book teaches you from my perspective, and anybody else that read this book or that studies this stuff, they'll probably be able to tell you differently, or I don't know. I always believe that everything in life is up for interpretation. So me and you could be in the same house and the same thing can be happening and we both experience 2 different things. And it's like that. So it's the same thing when you reading a book. I can read a book and it can resonate with me one way and then differently with you another way. But what this book for me teaches me is about detachment, learning how to operate out of life, learning how to operate and maneuver through life without attaching or detaching, or learning to detach yourself from certain things, certain people and places, because everything on this earth is temporary. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. Even when we think about our kids, yeah, we gave birth to our children, but are they really ours? Or we're just here to be a vessel for so many years, and then after those so many years, they just doing their own thing. Prime example, I was so attached to my baby. Um, I feel like I couldn't even sleep with her. Like, I love my baby so much. Every time I think about how much I love my daughter, and this like on some for real stuff. Every time I think about how much I love the people that I love, I get real emotional. I'm not about to cry right now, though. Y'all ain't finna see these thug tears, okay? But I love her so much that every time I think about my baby, I cry. And it's not a bad cry. It's just because I love her so much. And as a human being, I never thought that I can love something or somebody that much, that when I look at them, it just, I don't know, it brings tears to my eyes. It makes me smile. It makes me weak. It makes me feel all of these emotions. And I know that for me, sometimes we can be hard on ourselves, but I know that I'm doing a really good job. Give me 1 second, baby. I'm on live, okay? Okay. I'm babysitting. I got my cousin kids, my little baby. Yes, that's real love right there. That unconditional love. Like, you gonna love them no matter what. But damn, what was I talking about with this book? It So I was saying, like, so I was so attached to my baby. I'm thinking like, okay, well, and it's crazy because I was just having a conversation with one of my friends, and we was talking about like our children. In the midst of us talking, it was like, man, I don't want to be like an authoritative figure. And I'm like, well, if that's something that you don't want to do, then don't do it. You just here to teach them and just let them be. Just let your children be a vessel. Learn from our kids. That's we really. Will you ever just thought about, you looked at kids right back then, like, man, this baby been here before. Start looking at your children like they are ancestors, because they are here to teach us something, and that's something that we get from our ancestors or from our elders is wisdom. So even when I look at my daughter or I look at my cousin's children, I listen to the conversations that they have. A lot of them are very articulate. Some of these kids are so articulate that they know how to articulate a conversation that some grown adults don't know how. So you can talk to some kids and they can be frustrated and they'll come at you like, you know what? I'm so frustrated. I can't believe you did this to me. Grown folks won't even do that. How many adults you know that's in their 30s, 40s, 50s don't even know how to express themselves? So our children are here to teach us. They're really like our ancestors. Some people may think that's weird, but they are here to give us wisdom and pour into us just as much as we're a vessel to pour into them. And just learning to know that, okay, well, they're only going to be a kid for a short period of time. And while they're a child for that short period of time, it's our job, it's our responsibility to teach them. That's all, we're here to teach them a way, and then we have to give them that space and let them grow on their own. And then moving forward, they would decide, okay, well, I want to allow my mom or I want to allow my dad or whoever the adult role model figure in my life to um help me, because now they're asking for assistance as opposed to you being a dominating factor and telling them this is what you're going to do, you're going to do that, you're going to do that. Don't nobody like to be ordered around. Even as an adult, I don't like for nobody to tell me shit. Point blank period. Don't order me around. Now you can ask me politely, depending on who you are, I may listen to you, but it's all in your tone. But I'm telling you, this book, it teaches you a lot about detachment. I had posted a part on my story, and then I didn't even post that one on my story, but I always go through my books and I kind of highlight parts that stands out to me. He said horticulture, everything about planting. Yes, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot from my best friend and his wife. They teach me a lot, and I cannot wait for them to come and put this garden inside my house, because I'm in an apartment right now and I don't want to sit my stuff outside. I don't want to be outside moving my stuff from outside to inside. Whatever I can grow in the inside of my house, let me grow here and grow that. So yeah, I'm super excited to learn about that, especially since I use a lot of herbs and a lot of natural stuff in my skincare line. But it was something in his book, and it was talking about like shapes. So they say you can't put a square in a circle, because if you put a square in a circle, what it tends to do is stretch it out. So it's no longer in the same form that you wanted to. So if that circle, if it was a circle inside of a circle or a smaller circle, you appreciate it and it will be more of a value. But anytime you try to deface or devalue something or stretch something to what it is that you want it to be, you're not going to get the authentic thing. So I shared a little excerpt of this TikTok, and it was this lady, her name was Robin, not Robin Givens, but damn, I forgot her name. I'm gonna share after I get off this live. I'm gonna share her YouTube on my Facebook page so that y'all can see it. But she was talking about the let 'em theory, and with me, I've been watching that thing for every morning for the last 14 days. The let 'em theory, and with the let 'em theory, it's almost like the same stuff you hear everybody else say, like, man, people gonna be who they are. It ain't nothing you can do about them because that's just what it is. And in my mind, how I used to process it is like, well, so you basically telling me to tolerate somebody's disrespect. Nah, you shouldn't be tolerating anybody disrespect, but when she said it, it was different as opposed to me listening to a man like Eric Thomas or Steve Harvey and all of these other celebrities speak on YouTube. But because she was a woman, I feel like it was something different because it was coming from of some feminine energy, and it was just like so real. She started off like, if you got family and they don't treat you like a family, just let them. If you in a relationship with somebody and they don't treat you how you deserve to be treated, let them. If your friends had an event and they knew way ahead of time that they was having an event and they didn't invite you, just let them. Because the more you keep on thinking about just let them, it start to sink in like, man, no matter how much I love somebody, you can love people into them not even being on you can love people so much where it can be overbearing that they're no longer in your life. So at the end of the day, the more you suffocate And the more you hover on something, the more it dies. Just let people be who they are and do what they do, because ain't nothing that you can do to change their minds. People only do things because people only do things only for one reason, and it's because they want to do it, not because somebody put a gun to their head and said, "Oh, you do that." You got to think about people that's these married people that's out here in relationships. I mean, these people, these married folk, they cheat. Why do you think they cheat? They cheat because they want to. Ain't no woman put a gun to the married man head and say, "Hey, give me the dick." No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. That man was attracted to that woman. He thought he can get away with it. It was a thrill about getting away with it, and it was something that he wanted to do. So it's only one reason why people do what it is that they want to do, and it's because they want to. So if somebody truly and wholeheartedly got their mind made up on what it is that they want to do, let them do whatever it is that they gonna do. Don't try to convince them otherwise. If you into somebody and that person is not giving you the energy that you want, let that man be, let that woman be. Because I'm quite sure it's somebody out here in this universe that's willing to give you what it is that you desire without you having to break your neck, um, bend over backwards and all of that. It's somebody out here for everybody. I don't care all of this YouTube and this Instagram and Facebook stuff talking about you hitting a wall or you hitting a certain age. I seen people in their 40s and 50s and 60s. Shit, hell, I seen the story on TikTok. These motherfuckers was 80 plus years old and they got in a relationship and the relationship was healthy. They was 90 some years old, still living their life. They couldn't run, but they was walking together. They was holding hands and they looked very beautiful. Okay, so stop listening to what all of these other people on this social media is talking about. Just live your life for you, because tomorrow, he said, oh, tomorrow is not promised to nobody. We are so stuck in living in this comparison culture. I know so many people, even some of my lady associates, because I had to learn to stop calling people my friends, especially when they didn't even earn that title. Stop calling people your friends and stop calling people your family, because y'all relatives. Just because you are related to somebody, that does not necessarily make you family. Just because you probably known somebody for a shorter or maybe shit, hell, even extended period of time, that does not mean that that's your friend. We are so, as people, we are so freely, we're giving away these titles to people that haven't even earned them. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna drop the link after I'm finished with this. It's called the Let Them Theory. And when I say I listen to that, if you listen to that every morning, like I listened to it for the last 14 days, guys, like it literally changed my life. Like, I'm not sugarcoating nothing. Once I started listening to that, I felt so liberated. I said I felt so free. I felt I feel like I was in power of everything in my life. And it's just like, damn, we spend so much time feeling bad or depressed or sad because our mama's not there or our father's not in our lives, or we experienced this and we're trying to figure out, what did I do wrong? You ain't do nothing wrong. That person was just who they are. Like, I got a friend and he's a therapist, and he had this seminar and I was sitting in the seminar and it was like really crazy, but it was so dope how he was explaining kind of like the same thing. He had said something like, a lot of times we get mad at people for being who they are. So if you have somebody in your family that's a thief, and then y'all have a big family function, and then that person come and steal, why would you get mad when you know this person is a thief anyway? That's the least that you can expect from this person, is to come and steal. So why not put your safety precautions on, your, what they say, your blinders or whatever it is. Put your seatbelt on. So because you already know that this who this person is. A lot of times we don't even accept people for who they are because we want them to be, we falling in love with potentials. And I'm not even just talking about romantic relationships at all. I'm talking about friendships, family, all of that. Job. Stop putting these high expectations. We got to learn to stop looking for us and other people, because everybody ain't us. Everybody ain't built like us. Everybody not built from cloth. Shit, hell, everybody ain't built from napkins. I don't even know. Some of these people is built from the tissue from Dollar Tree. For real, for real. So yeah, let me see what Square Woo said. Lethem theory is equivalent to learning that the only person we can have control. Yep. Once we embrace that truth, we discover new freedom. Yes, square root, you was not lying. And that's pretty much what the Lethem theory is. Once you let people be who they is, the only thing you can do is govern yourself, control yourself. And that's really where the power come in. Once you learn that and you understand that and you believe that wholeheartedly, I'm telling you, you will feel so much power. And I'm saying that because in that instance, what you do is you give yourself control because you determine how you're going to operate with that person. You determine how you're gonna operate with that person, how you gonna move forward. So say for instance, you in a relationship with somebody, and or you dealing with a guy and he dealing with this woman, but you and this guy stay together. He dealing with 3-4 other women, but you don't like that. And after a while, instead you start learning to accept him for him who he is, or oh man, either he's a serial cheater or he just got a sex addiction, which a lot of men do. And I can't even blame it on men because nowadays women are freakier and hornier than the dudes. Us ladies, we don't even have no self-control. And it's a shame because it looked really, really bad and desperate. For real, for real. Ladies, stop giving up the cat like that. Okay? Y'all giving up the cat so freely that a man think all he got to do is give you 40, give all the good women $40. What I'm going to do with $40? I seen the video earlier and I'm gonna share that too. And it was talking about this lady was discussing how like nowadays it's hard out here for the real women because ain't no real woman finna be out here. You even as a real woman, you can't even compete with some of these thoughts because these thoughts out here willing to do with any and everything. They just selling no boundaries. They ain't got no boundaries. They ain't got no standards. And they making it so hard for the real women that these guys don't even want to work for nothing. Like, shit, if she gonna let me hit that for $40, I'm gonna just go ahead and get that $40 holler because she hot and ready like Little Caesar's pizza. Period. So don't be out here competing. Just be true to who you are as an individual, okay? But I'm gonna go over these books one last time and then I'm gonna get off this live. Okay. The first book, 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Make sure y'all screenshot that. I'm doing this for Naisha. The second book was Positive Psychology. After that, I had The Law of Attraction, which is really one of my favorite books. I'm actually going to teach a class on this. I got to get organized because I be having a lot of stuff going on between working, being a parent, trying to run the business, do a skincare line, website, all of that stuff. But I still try to make time to get on here and bring y'all just a little bit of something. Okay, Law of Attraction. If you don't even know where to start and you don't even know which book to start off with, I'm telling you, this is the first book to start off with. Skip all that 48 Laws of Power. You need to learn how to attract and change your mindset. The Law of Attraction. Let me see. How to Be Loved. This teaches you the definition of what love is and not learning, I guess I would say like kind of like detachments or something like that. But this is a really, really good book. It's a really good book. I'm gonna say the first 30% of the book. I didn't read the whole book because I'm one of those people that I'll just be reading like 5 or 6 books at one time and shit. Whichever ones get real juicy or I think it's juicy, I'll just be reading that one. So I said Positive Psychology. This was the last one I read. I read this the other day. I actually read the whole book in one day. Tao Te Ching, The Book of the Way. I'm trying to put this on in case y'all want to screenshot it. Really, really good book. Especially if you into mindset, meditation, and trying to become whole, right? Because don't nobody want to be with nobody that's broken, okay? That's too much responsibility. Ain't nothing like being with somebody that's broken. I'm gonna tell you that from personal experience. That's a lot of responsibility trying to be with somebody that's broken. Because a lot of times when you have people that's broken, what they tend to do is put their responsibility of them pouring into themselves and working on themselves. They try to put that off on you, and That's not everybody responsibility. So if I'm gonna say this, if I'm going through something, or if I experience some form of trauma and I'm in a relationship, it is not my man job to fix me. It's my job to figure out what caused this trauma, why do I feel this way, and how am I gonna become a better person. He is just to be my support. He is not to come up with the solutions that make me happy, because if I put all of that responsibility off on him, then our relationship is gonna be a catastrophe. Okay. But the last book is The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. Okay. Ladies, I'm telling you, if you don't know what it is that you truly desire in a man, but you know it's a man that you want, this is the book to get. A lot of times, and I'll talk about this even with the law of attraction, these books can go hand in hand when it comes to manifesting a relationship, right? A lot of times as women, or even as people, I'm gonna just say people, because I hate doing gender based, because the same thing can apply. You got a lot of men that's feminine as well. You probably got more men that's feminine than women, because especially with the gender roles changing, a lot of you men act like little mamas. I hate to say it, but um I lost my train of thought. I forgot what the last thing I said, because I was finna get in and go in on these guys. But the way that a lot of times as individual, what we tend to do is always talk about the negative, which is what I was talking about with the law of attraction. So if me and I'm gonna just say this, if me and my cousins, we sitting up there talking, and we talking about men, right? And she's single, she's looking for a man, and she said, you know what, I'm ready to date. But she always saying, well, I don't want a man that's not funny. I don't want no boring man. I don't want a man that's mean. I don't like a man that's that. So what she's for people who don't know, they think that she's saying like, okay, well, this is not what I like. So because I don't like that, I'm not going to get that. And it's really the opposite. What she doing is putting out to the universe that she want a man that has those qualities. So she wants somebody that's boring. She wants somebody that's mean and disrespectful, that's not kind. She's putting all those things. So instead, she should say like, okay, well, if you don't want a man that's boring, as a woman, you need to say, well, I want a man that's fun. I want a man that's spontaneous. I want a man that's kind. I want a man that's sweet. We be so quick to talk about what it is that we don't like. Start writing down the shit that you like. Okay. And then maybe you start attracting those type of things from the people in your life. So I knew for me, it wasn't, I'm not talking about relationship, but because of my friendship that I had with my women friends, I knew I was looking for something different, especially with me having a business, wanting a network. I'm looking for people that want to grow, and especially women. I got a lot of guy friends that's doing good for themselves, and sometimes I kind of feel like the outcast, because I'm like, I don't want to be the only home girl. I want some more feminine energy around me. So I start telling myself like, I want to attract women that's trying to be better with themselves, that's not jealous, that I can build a true sisterhood with, that I can grow from, that I can learn from. I want to be around people that's doing better than me. I don't want to be the only person in my circle that's doing something. I don't care if it's my family or my friends. I don't want to be the only person in my family that's making moves. I don't want to be the only person out of my friends that's doing something. I don't want to be the only person I know that everybody come to me for something. If you are better than everybody that's around you, then you need to change your circle. Some people, they may look at that and it may make them feel good. To me, I think that's weak as hell. You need to be around people that's doing better than you, because that's the only way that you're going to grow. And that's, I don't know, that's my opinion. That's my perspective. Nothing grows if you still the same and you're the best. Ain't no growth there. So really try to surround yourself with people that can help you grow, and surround yourself with people that's doing better. But like I said, ladies, read this book. This is like the hidden gem, The Way of the Superior Man, because this teaches you what a real man is supposed to be like. A superior man, emotional intelligence, all of that. I'm gonna say for me, before I start doing my healing, or before I like really start discovering who I am, which was recently, as an individual, as a woman, as all of that, I didn't have any non-negotiables when it came to dating. I didn't have any non-negotiable when it came to dating. It was just like, shit, You funny. I like you. Ha. We like each other. He. Ha ha ha. And y'all know how the rest of the story go. Next thing you know, I'm in a situation for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, like that. And that's how a lot of that's how a lot of us be. Even with men, you just feel like, okay, well, I started with this person. I don't want to be a giver upper or whatever. At least that's how I looked at it. I didn't want to be a giver upper, and I don't be out here for the streets like that. So I'm gonna just stick to what it is that I know, because I like consistency and I like a routine. So I'm not trying to start all over with a lot of somebody new. And that's what most people that I can see right now, they are dealing with people because they don't want to have to start all over. But we all start all over at some point in our life. Yes, settling, Brittany, settling. So this book just really teaches you how a real man's supposed to be. A lot of times you have men that tell you, oh, don't be in your feelings. I'm a woman. What do you mean don't be in my feelings? You don't want me to care about you? As a woman, I'm supposed to be loving. I'm supposed to be nurturing. I'm supposed to be all of these things that you desire. You want me to be your peace. I'm giving you peace. Even you can give somebody everything that they claim that they desire in an ideal mate. And guess what? They can still go and mess with somebody else. So just really be true to yourself and just really learn how to set boundaries and have those non-negotiables, because like I was saying, for me, I didn't have those non-negotiables. I didn't even know what type of characteristics that I desire in somebody. I know I want him to be tall, dark, and handsome, but that's not enough. Somebody being tall, dark, and handsome, I know, because I'm a sapiosexual. I need somebody that has knowledge, somebody that's extremely smart, somebody that I can hold an intellectual conversation with. Because, like I was explaining earlier, me talking to somebody and he thinking that I'm a corny ass B because I want books as opposed to him buying me a bag. Like, boy, you a whole clown. Now I look at him, I just be like, thank God I dodged the bullet for real, because his story, I would be ignorant and tag him, but I'm not like that, because that means I will be operating on a very low vibration. Okay. And I ain't doing that today on this Monday. But I'm telling you, that book, The Way of the Superior Man, if you are a man, especially a lot of my Facebook friends that I see out here in their 40s, late 40s, I ain't even gonna say 40s, late 40s, single, y'all done been married, divorced, now y'all just out here, y'all kids grown, some of y'all retired, and I ain't gonna say y'all looking for a sugar baby, but y'all looking for something, because I get it. Nowadays, times has changed. A lot used to be like, man, you got a woman that can come home and cook for you and have sex and do all this. These men are cleaner than a lot of women. They know how to clean better than women. A lot of men know how to cook better than women and shit. Now they don't even really need y'all for sex, because one, they either paying for it. Two, they got the little thoughts that's willing to give it up for $40. You know, the little pocket that's in the panty in your drawers, the little pocket part. That's where the $40 go. They putting the $40 in there. Or I seen it on Instagram. They got these little toys for the men. They got the sex toys for the men, so they really don't need women for nothing like that. So it's just like, but I know y'all lonely. Nobody want to spend the rest of their life by themselves. Nobody. I don't care what nobody say. Even the women that be like, I'm super independent and I can raise my kids by myself. I ain't trying to raise nobody by myself. I don't care if it was my dog. I'm not trying to raise my dog by myself. So you can give that shit to somebody else. Stop acting like you this independent, INDEPEN. The whole, y'all know how to spell it. Stop acting like you this. Stop acting angry. Work on yourself and heal yourself. A lot of us black women, we experience some form of sexual trauma. So if you experience that and you know you need help, get help. Because if you don't get help, I know people, even relatives, that's so bitter and so scorned. And it's so sad to see them like that. Like, get some fucking help. Get some help. That's why chivalry is dead. It ain't got nothing to do with chivalry. It ain't got nothing to do with traditional. And I hate when I get online and they always talk about like traditional and modern, because this is 2023, right? So about it, we're like in our 30s, right, Marcus? We like in our 30s or whatever. So by the time we get, I want to say late 40s or 50s, then y'all gonna be saying what we doing right now is traditional, and then in our 40s and 50s, 30 years from now, that'll be considered modern. So I don't subscribe to titles like stuff like that. I don't subscribe to that. I just believe people are who they are. I want to say I believe a good 99.9% of the population on this earth has experienced some form of trauma. If you know you have went through something and it's disturbing you that much that it's interfering with your relationship, with your ability to have relationship with anybody, not just romantic, family, friends, school, work, you need to take that time and you need to work on yourself. But a lot of times that does not always look like therapy. It can be you sitting in solitude. It can be you sitting in solitude, because then it will really be you face versus you, not the shit that you see people posting on Facebook like me versus me, and then they got a designer bag and some designer shoes and they standing in front of something materialistic. That's really not you versus you, because if it was you versus you, you wouldn't even have to broadcast that, point blank, period. And that's me keeping it for real, for real. When it's you versus you, I'm telling you, you gonna know it, because that shit does not feel good. It feels depressing. It feels sad. It feels lonely. It feels dark. It feels empty, and it feels cold. Hold on. Here you go, baby.
My hand looks like blood because she let me eat. She let me have her just because I won.
Okay. Well, make sure you wash your hands and make sure you drink some water after that. Okay, baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what me versus me look like. You facing yourself and you looking yourself in the mirror. All right, Squirrel Roots. But I'm gonna send you that link to the video that I was talking about. That YouTube, the Let It Go theory. I'm gonna send you the video on Instagram in your message, okay? But I've been talking for long. I thought I was just gonna get on here and do like a 15-minute spiel, but then I just got to talking. I just got to talking. But anywho, it's Monday night. I appreciate all y'all for joining. If y'all know somebody that could have used this message, they can use some of them books, or they just need some type of guidance or something. I am not a life coach, but I do aspire to be one day, soon rather than later. Make sure y'all share my shit. Share my shit. And make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is called Jasmine Says It All. Jasmine Says It All. It's right. It should be on my Facebook page. Yeah, Jasmine Says It All. That's how you find it. Make sure y'all subscribe it. But anywho, y'all have a good night. I'll talk to y'all later. Adios.